Hi, this is Chris with Fischer Workshops, and in this video I'd like to show you the process I go through when I make a leather cell phone sleeve. I get a lot of requests to make cell phone sleeves or cases, but I don't often make them simply because every cell phone has its own dimensions and unique specifications to take into consideration. Although making one for yourself or for someone special as a gift can be very rewarding, and it doesn't really require too much leatherworking experience or tools to do the job. So I hope this video tutorial can illustrate how to go about making your own sleeve, while providing you with a couple of ideas to get you started. So to get started, I want to quickly jot down the dimensions of my cell phone. I also want to add an extra 2 centimeters to the width of the phone to make up for the phone's thickness. Otherwise, the case will be too small. I've cut 2 pieces for the front and the back, as well as my card slot for the front. Here I'm just cutting out some of the excess leather for the card slot. Now I want to round the edges of my pieces. For this I'm just going to use a penny or a coin with a round edge and a sharp knife. Next I use an Olfa circular cutter to cut out the tabs at the top of the sleeve, while rounding off the edges with my coin. After I finish rounding off the edges, I want to cut a piece of leather that will be used as a belt, wrapping around from the back of the cell phone to the front where the card slot is. First I'll round the edges off of my belt, then punch a hole for where the button will go. Then I'll align my belt piece over the card slot and make sure that the button hole goes in the right position. If the leather strip for the belt is too long, later we can go ahead and cut it and make it as short as we need it to be. Next, I go ahead and finish rounding off the edges of my belt. This last piece that I'm cutting out will be used to hold the D-ring at the top of my cell phone sleeve. Now I'll use my groover to mark out my stitching groove on all the leather pieces. Notice I've also left an opening at the bottom of each sleeve piece. This is so that the cell phone can be charged easily even when it's in the sleeve. Everyone watching us knows, and you make me wait. Place the card slot over the sleeve so that you know where to begin marking your stitching groove. For the belt, I only need to mark a groove for about 1.5 inches, where the belt will be attached to the rear of the cell phone sleeve. Now mark where your card slot begins and ends on the front of your cell phone sleeve. Then use an edger and trace around the cell phone sleeve. This is in preparation for your burnishing. Do this for the front and back of each piece wherever it is necessary. Now I can apply some gum to the back of all the pieces, and then using a burnishing glass, burnish the back of each piece. Then you can go ahead and apply some burnishing gum to the edges of your pieces. And either using a wood slicker or a professional burnisher, go ahead and burnish the edges. Now I want to go ahead and glue on and attach an extra piece of leather to where the button is going to be attached to the belt.
In colored dreams I see a dark green line. I still remember every sleepless night, but in your arms I sleep like a baby. Come hold me tight.
Now to leave this product with an unfinished natural look, I'm just going to use some Philippines mink oil and rub it into each piece of leather. Over time, the leather will darken naturally on its own for an even more beautiful and natural look. Now either using a button press like illustrated, or a button setter, attach the buttons to the leather belt and to the card slot. Now I want to attach the tab with the D-ring to the back side of my cell phone sleeve.
Warm and soft between sheets, the morning lights breaking.
While the glue sets, I want to go ahead and mark out where my belt is going to attach to the back of my cell phone sleeve. I'll also apply some glue where it will attach as well. Once the glue is dried and is ready to set, we can go ahead and apply the pieces.
So incredibly beautiful tonight.
Now using a stitching chisel, go ahead and punch the stitching holes. Then do the same for the belt.
Do you see dark green lights in your dreams somehow? Do you remember every sleepless night? If you were me, you would feel that fire that burns tonight.
Now saddle stitch the two pieces onto the back of the cell phone sleeve. Now let's glue the rest of the pieces together. Now using a hand stitching chisel, I'll punch the remaining holes into the leather. Now I can saddle stitch the sleeves together. When we finish stitching the remaining pieces, all that's left to do is to go ahead and sand the edges and then burnish. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Fischer Workshop.